Greetings. Welcome to 5 reasons why the Patriots end up beating and winning the Super Bowl by 20 points over Atlanta. First of all, congratulations to both Atlanta and the Patriots for entering their Super Bowl run in 2 weeks. The problem that Atlanta has is that the Patriots are here almost every year. So there are a bunch of rules at this level that Atlanta is just not ready to handle. So the first reason why the Patriots win by 20 is that Tom Brady is on a mission to make the NFL pay for what he's been through. So his preparation and execution is going to be as stellar as usual. Number 2 is that Tom Brady is the second best person at the hard count in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers being the best. This creates a problem because at a neutral field, little things like how you manage the hard count are going to become a big issue that Atlanta is going to have to deal with. They handled it fairly well under Aaron Rodgers, but it was a home game, and crowd noise and other things limited the effectiveness of that part of the deal. The third issue that pops up is that experience. How many times has Tom Brady been to the Super Bowl and Aaron Rodgers, and Matty Ice has not been? So Matty Ice has a whole environmental learning process that he's trying to do. So I'm hoping that it won't be the case. But if he's not careful, he ends up being so far behind at the beginning of the game that the knockout blow has already been felt. The fourth reason why the Patriots easily win this game by 20 was an idea that was brought forward by Seattle. And what they said, what the Seattle comment was relative to the refs. And what they said was they can't call everything. What this means is that if you review the last game in which the Patriots played Pittsburgh, what the Pittsburgh Steelers were unable to figure out was what is it that the refs will and will not call. So there were a couple of 3 incidents that I saw where the Patriot defender was draped over the receiver for most of his route, and then he held him to the ground so he couldn't catch the ball at the end of it. The Patriot process is that you carefully identify who the refs are. You then engage in borderline illegal activity. And if they don't call the early activity that you're doing, you keep increasing the infraction to your advantage until they finally call something. And if they never call anything, by the time halftime rolls around, they'll just climb up on the back of the receiver and ride him for the entire time. So I believe Bill Belichick is the best coach in the NFL of identifying who the refs are, what they will and will not call, and then having his defenders engage in illegal activity all the way up to the line of what he thinks the refs will call. So I believe this gives a huge advantage to the Patriots, to the point where it's definitely worth 10 points in terms of the difference it'll make, but it could be as many as 20 or 25 points that this includes, because this means that on that long pass on a 3rd down or even a 2nd down, you have superior receivers like Julio Jones going against people doing illegal activities that don't get called for it. There are a number of reasons why they won't call it. One of them is I believe the refs are paid not to call it. Number 2, as Seattle pointed out, you can't call everything because you'll end up slowing down the game to molasses and nobody will want to watch it. So it's worthwhile for the defenders to engage in illegal activity as much as they can and leverage the fact that the refs won't call it. So things that would have gone on during the regular year that would have been infractions that were called, like pass interference, for example, in particular, will not be called by the refs in the same manner. And this difference between regular and playoff football is what Bill Belichick specializes in and makes a living on. And there were at least 5, if not 10, incidents against Pittsburgh where this was illustrated. So in this game, when you first look at it, you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, Julio Jones, um, some of the other players on different points that are doing a great job. Atlanta on paper looks like a superior team based on the name brands you know. Um, that's the beauty of Bill Belichick defense, is once he starts playing the game of cheating and illegal activities that the refs won't call at a championship level, he's the best at it in the NFL. And his um, uh, expertise on this facilitates a huge advantage. And so, unless Matty Ice can figure out how to get 20 points or at least 10, if not 15 points ahead, the Patriot advantage in this arena will come back to bite him. So, congratulations to the Patriots. I say they win by 20, but I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 30 because of everything that I just said.